Hey kid, get walking. Honestly, a private room for a kid like you? That's a real luxury. Alright, we're here. You're gonna live here starting today. You know what they call this? Karma. Considering the stuff you did, can't really object to the experiment, eh? Yeah, well, good luck in there and all. So long, you crazy bastard. EndRoll is an RPG maker game by Sagawa and released in 2016. Without getting into spoilers, you're a 14-year-old boy named Russell, who's been sentenced to death, but before that are made to test out a new experimental drug named Happy Dream. The aim of the drug is to help murderers discover guilt and change for the better. During the game, you'll discover why he murdered these people, who are also residents in his dream town. Click off to avoid spoilers, and if you stay, enjoy. Good morning, deranged maniac. How'd you like this room? Is it not embarrassing for you to live in such comfort? Now then, the medicine you must now inject, Happy Dream, has a powerful sleeping effect. Amazingly, after the injection, you'll experience the Happy Dream phenomenon. As the name implies, you'll have a perfectly happy dream. You scarcely deserve to use such a great, happy, wonderful medicine. You'll administer it once per day. So please, enjoy your day. That's all for now, so let's Happy Dream. We can't leave the room because the door's locked, so our only option is to take the medicine. When we take it, the shutter turns into a window, and the door is now unlocked. Leaving the room, we get greeted by a person named Faria. It's her job to support us here in this happy dream. She tells us that in this dream, we're a new inhabitant that just moved in today, so we should greet the people around town. In the building next to the one we left, we can read about Russell, a boy lacking emotion, having a pleasant dream after injecting a medicine called Happy Dream. 4'9", age 14. We meet the residents of the town. Gardenia, a cheerful girl who runs a restaurant, honest without worry but truthfully seems very lonesome. 4'9", age 14. Tabasa, a caring young man who looks after animals and livestock, kind of languid but he's active. 5'8", age 23. Cody, a girl who harvests and sells plants, strong-willed and not very open with her feelings, surprisingly shy. 5'5", age 19. Dogma's sister. Dogma, a serious young man who runs the church, a fervent believer, thoughtful of his sister but rather grumpy. 5'7", age 25. Cody's brother. Morel, a lady working as a servant in the mayor's house, always fretting over things but kind and considerate. 5'2", age 20. Cantera, a carefree young man who runs a medical shop. He speaks and behaves like an old man due to his grandfather's influence. 5'4", age 27. Yumi, a spirited lady who keeps the town's peace. Physically strong and dependable, but can be a bit too hot-headed. 5'6", age 29. Saxon, the town's mayor, has an elderly personality, extremely stern but calm. Apparently he's too frail to go out for long. 5'11", age 45. After greeting everyone, we speak to Sabasa again and he asks if we want to go to the dozing forest with him. They enter the forest and get attacked by a monkey and a zoo ticket. The battles in this game are what you expect from an RPG maker game. They win the battle and continue further into the forest until they find the ornament Gardenia lost. He tries to pick it up and a creature with eyes on it comes out from the ground. The creature is called the Witnessing One. After attacking it, it says, "We know what you did to him. We know what you did. We were watching, right as you." Russell attacks again. The Witnessing One takes the form of a monkey. They attack. As I came in, the zookeepers were feeding the monkeys. The monkeys were screeching loudly. Then I had a vision of Dad. He should just die. Russell attacks. Then I talked with the zookeeper a little. The zookeeper was really nice and secretly let me into his room. I felt like this was what having a big brother would be like. When I thought that, I got kinda sad and hit the back of the zookeeper's head. He was squatting in front of a cage, so it was easy. Tabasa tells Russell that he can think about stuff later, and they attack again. They defeat the monkey. They go back and give the ornament to Gardenia. As a reward, they get a healthy carrot salad. Russell goes back to his room. We read a picture of a monkey on it. Dad's yelling was annoying, so I decided to go to the zoo today. I got the entry fee from Mum's purse. As I came in, zookeepers were feeding the monkeys. The monkeys were screeching loudly. I had a vision of Dad. He should just die. When I talked to the zookeeper a little, he was really nice and secretly let me into his room. I felt like this was what having a big brother would be like. When I thought that, I got kinda sad and hit the back of the zookeeper's head. He was squatting in front of the cage, so it was easy. Why wouldn't he be my big brother? I was sad. Annoying monkeys. Shut up. Annoying monkeys. What are you looking at? We put the paper down and read a diary on the desk next to our bed. You can tell me to rehabilitate, but I don't really know what I should be doing in this dream. I don't have this guilt the adults are talking about in the first place, so not even this dream will blame me. Everyone in this dream is kind, and for now it's just enjoyable. What am I supposedly atoning for in such happiness? I'll have this dream again. That's the happiest thing for me now. And thinking about what will happen tomorrow makes me excited. With only feelings like that, there's no chance I'll be rehabilitated, so I think this experiment is pointless. Once they say I'm no good as a subject, of course I'm just gonna die, but I don't really care. We leave his room and get spoken to by Tabassa. He asks what we did. Another Tabassa appears. I didn't do anything right, so why did you do that, he asks. You thought no one was watching, but they were watching. We wake up again. Good morning, deranged maniac. How was your happy dream? In the happy dream, your experiences and the people you've met in your life appear in a variety of forms. In other words, what you see in your dream is all a fabrication of your own mind, so we take no responsibility for any potential harshness. You reap what you sow. This is a good opportunity for you to get a new look at your foolish, twisted ways, personality, character, etc. Please do your best and suffer. That's all for now. That's happy dream. Russell takes the injection and wakes up on day 2. Russell goes to the information building that is now opened and speaks to the informant, who looks very similar to him. He can tell us about this world. We ask him about zoo monkeys. He says that monkeys are annoying, just like Dad, am I right? That's why their screeching annoyed you so much. Too bad about the zookeeper. He must have been curious on what a timid boy like you was doing in the zoo on his own. Well, he was unlucky, wasn't he? If it weren't for the movers, I wouldn't have done that myself, probably. Adults with no sense of caution can be taken down so simply. It was rather pleasant, wasn't it? Well, that's the end of that story. I'll be waiting for you here. We leave and take Gardenia to the market in the dozing forest. They can't find a round frying pan like she wants, so they go back to the informant, who gives them a compass. Russell uses it. Russell, your birthday was sad, wasn't it? No one came to celebrate. A sad birthday hid in the forest, in a tree, under the carpet. Go down the stairs to recall the sadness. Something has changed somewhere in the dream. They go back to the forest and see stairs now in a tree. They go down and enter a hall. They read something on the wall. This is the house of the sad birthday. The birthday of someone you know. Have you come to end the party? On their way through, they get attacked by an unsent letter and birthday presents. Russell attacks. I don't think Dad and Mum cared at all about my birthday. It was a sad birthday. They finish the battle and continue on. They enter a room and get attacked by the lamenting one. Over the battle, the cake heals Gardenia. They attack it. I was invited to a classmate's birthday party. It wasn't like we were friends. It was the whole class that was invited, not just me. Her family was rich and her dad made many incredible meals for her. He made a birthday cake too. They attack again. Suddenly I remembered something. Today was my birthday too. Of course no one knew that, so no one was celebrating me. During the party I saw that blessed girl alone on the staircase landing. I approached her from behind. Could this blessed angel fly? Russell attacks again. They beat the monster and find a round frying pan. They go to her house and she tells them that she can cook something that her dad taught her. We speak to her and she starts to sing happy birthday. It's my birthday, give it back, give it back. Why did you do such a thing? Dad's crying, everything's upside down. I can't stand anymore, I can't breathe. Everything goes back to how it was and she asks Russell if he's okay. She gives him a pie and he goes home. He enters his room and reads another piece of paper. This one has a frying pan on it. I was invited to a classmate's birthday party. It wasn't like we were friendly. It was the whole class that was invited to the party, not just me. Her family was rich and her dad made many incredible meals for her. He made the birthday cake too. Suddenly I remembered something. I remembered that today was my birthday too. Of course no one knew that, so no one was celebrating me. During the party I saw that blessed girl alone on the staircase landing. I approached her from behind. Could this blessed angel fly? I pushed her forcefully in the back and her body tumbled down the stairs. Then she went squished like a cake. Happy birthday to me. He leaves his room. He sees multiple gardenias all singing happy birthday to Russell. He wakes up. Good morning, deranged maniac. How was day 2 of your happy dream? Today I must educate you on how to proceed in this experiment. Listen closely. The contents of the happy dream will vary greatly depending on your mental state, specifically your level of guilt. And the more intimately you come to know your happy dream, the more you love that world, the more your guilt increases. For that reason, your own curiosity must be valued above all else. Visit all kinds of places, meet various people, and experience many things. Those are the keys to succeeding in this experiment. That's all for now, so let's happy dream. To get the trainees, you need at least 20 guilt points by the end of the game. Russell takes the injection and wakes up on day 3. Russell goes to the church and sees that Cody has broken a statue at the church, so we go to apologise to Dogma. We speak to Saxon and get an ID card. This means we can go to other towns now. They both go to Darkover Town. Darkover Town is notably gloomy, with an absolute banger but haunting song playing, and equally depressing townfolk. They both head to Dead Tree Hill and see Dogma working, so they rest at an inn and wait till he's done. Cody wakes Russell up and tells him something weird's going on with the town. She says that she's worried about Dogma and asks to take a look outside. They go out and see that all the townspeople are gone, and they go looking for Dogma. They get attacked by matchsticks and a tribute bug. They attack. A church can burn. The sound of a match echoed in the dark. I fled into the darkness of the night. They beat the monsters. We see Dogma in a room speaking to the civilians of the town. He tells them to be calm and he swears in his name they'll exterminate that monster. Cody asks him what's happening in town. Dogma says that he doesn't know. He says that as he offered flowers at the end of the service, a monster came from the tree. At any rate, it's an ill omen. I can't believe you two have to confront such a situation, but if this is the trial the Lord has given us, then very well. 3 of them leave to search for the monster. The area to Dead Tree Hill is blocked, so they have to eliminate multiple statues. After the first one, Russell's body is starting to hurt and he's struggling to breathe. I can see my body burning, my own body, roaring with flame and burning up, turning to ash. They beat the other statue. Humans aren't flowers, but they burn. If you set fire to them, they burn just like us. Russell learns anger. The town sets on fire, causing the vines blocking the entrance to Dead Tree Hill to disappear. They go up the hill and see a girl. The church burns, the flowers burn, even their bodies burn, and you flee into the night of a new moon. Yes, those children burn as easily as flower petals. I despise you, boy. These are flames of anger, full of my sadness and hatred and prayers of the children. They enter a battle. Cody recognizes the woman who says that she doesn't want to fight her. They attack the burying one. I buried you who were burnt alone. I prayed to God. I made graves. Do you understand how I felt then? Dogma, Cody, if I could have taken your place. It was not they who should have been burnt at the stake. It is you, boy. It's you. The tree the buried one is sitting on goes up in flames. Cody and Dogma are hesitant to fight. They attack again. There's a small church at the edge of town. It was a pretty church with pure white walls and lively vines wrapped around it. I often went there to pray. I always saw the slightly stuffy priest and his apparent little sister chatting. They attack again. Those people wore crosses around their necks. Would they be forgiven no matter what they did? If repenting could forgive anything then. Late at night I went to the church, poured a lot of gasoline around it and quickly set fire to it. I went home. No one saw. The cover of night protected me. They attack again and defeat the burying one. They go back to tell the people in town. Cody tells Dogma that they broke the statue and he forgives her. But before the day ends, there's a guilt event we can do. By speaking to the kelp in the seaside hotel. Hello, Mr. Turnip, Russell says to it. The kelp screams and disappears. The kelp's partner tells Russell that he's a cruel person. You must have thought nothing of it, but you realise that's murder. I'll never forgive you. Not me, nor numerous others. We'll never forgive you. As happy as the dream you have, we'll always be on the lookout for ways we can torture you. The door went open. I told you I'd never forgive you. Or are you going to cry and ask for forgiveness? Do you think you could just ask for forgiveness after killing so many and get it? You do, don't you? Russell asks for forgiveness. That's not what you really think. It's just a desperate excuse. You couldn't possibly have such feelings. You're rotten and filthy. There's no chance any rehab program will work on someone like you. Suffer, Russell. I'll show you those memories you hate so much. I'll show you. The room turns red and Russell interacts with the window. Dad was actually watching. He always watched from the window as those men did things with Mum. Dad asked that man to have Mum do those things. I was watching him. What do grown-ups see with those bloodshot eyes? I just want to crush them. There's an eye on the floor and Russell interacts with it. You can run now, you can run. However, you can't run from your sin. Russell escapes and learns Red Eye. Russell returns home. He reads a note on the floor with a drawing of a church on. There's a small church at the end of town. It was a pretty church with pure white walls and lively vines wrapped around it. I often went there to pray. I always saw the priest and his apparent sister. Those people with crosses around their necks. Did those people despise anyone? Would they be forgiven no matter what they did? If repenting can forgive you for anything, then. Late at night I went to the church, poured a lot of gasoline around it and quickly set fire to it, and went home. No one saw. The cover of night protected me. God, please listen. 2 of your faithful followers have departed your side. He leaves his room. He picks up a matchbox and lights a match. We're put into the burning church. We see Dogma and Cody burning and screaming for help. He wakes up. Good morning, deranged maniac. How was day 3 of your happy dream? Now, being the idiot you are, you may have forgotten this, but there is in fact an objective of taking these injections in the dreaming cycle. Surely you've seen them, in your deep mental world of dreams. They're fragments of the sins you committed, and monsters stricken with sadness. Indeed, the goal of this experiment is to teach you, this miserable excuse of a person, guilt and regret, so as to rehabilitate you. Do you understand? As such, please suffer greatly, writhe in agony, and feel regret, and in doing so, succeed in the Happy Dream Rehabilitation Program. That's all for now, so let's happy dream. Russell takes the injection and wakes up on day 4. We see Cantera searching for his dragon compass. Russell and Cantera search for the compass. They go to the Incarna's market. They find it and use it to get to Dragon's Peak. They enter a warehouse and get attacked by Deathbed. I ran away before I saw his face. That's what he said, fearfully. So he didn't know the face he would be remembered by. They defeat the Deathbed. They get attacked by the eyeless Jizzos. I destroyed the Jizzo's eyes and ran. That's what he said, fearfully. When they're just a massive stone without eyes. They get attacked by a ghost. I killed him, and yet he stands at my bedside. That's what he said, fearfully, even though the dead are no longer. They feed a poison drink to a dragon, and then he ran away, happily ever after, happily ever after. A door appears and they go through it, and they walk across a bridge with laughing statues on it. And what happened after that? Where did he escape to? And then he met you. And what happened after that? What did you do to him? The statues shatter. At the end of the bridge there are statues blocking the path. If you seek the path to the dragon, bring proof of the act you did upon him. Russell speaks to Cantera. Russell, you learn fast, so I assume you realise already what I did to your grandfather. Killing a person is even more quick and hollow than I thought. You'd understand, wouldn't you? Say, would you kill me? You're familiar, are you not? I've even had nightmares lately. I beg of you. I leave the means to your discretion. Russell picks up a knife. One knife, one of him, one of you. One piece of evidence lacking. Lacking the red that stained this knife. Russell walks over to Cantera and stabs him. Russell, get a hold of yourself. What was that? You suddenly stared off into space. It's too soon for you to get senile. What's that blood-covered knife? What a dangerous item to carry. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's hurry to see that dragon scroll. The end of the bridge is no longer blocked. They go through and see a scroll on the wall. It's just the dragon scroll I've heard so much about. Yet there isn't any dragon depicted on it anywhere. I feel as if I've been deceived. Come now, dragon. Show us if you're there, won't you? Why, just a tail will do. A four-eyed dragon shows his face through the scroll. Cantera tries to pet it and it attacks them. They attack. After I killed someone, I was often given shelter in a medicine store in a back alley. The doctor had come from the east and not many people visited. He always talked about his grandfather, so I got to know about this grandfather I'd never seen, and his home country. They attack again. One day the doctor told me that he wants me to kill him, so I took a knife from the kitchen and did what he asked. He and I were both killers. That must be why he gave me shelter. He must have wanted me to kill him someday. They attack and defeat the aged one. They go and apologise to the owner for destroying the scroll. Russell goes home. He reads a piece of paper with a drawing of a dragon on it. After I killed someone, I was often given shelter in a medicine store in a back alley. The doctor had come from the east, and not many people visited. He always talked about his grandfather, so I got to know a lot about this grandfather I'd never seen, and his home country. One day the doctor told me to kill him, so I took the knife from the kitchen and did. He and I were both killers. That must be why he gave me shelter. He must have wanted me to kill him someday. But doctor, if you die, will you really be at peace? Russell leaves the building and picks up a knife. He's in a room with Cantera and an unknown person. According from what I heard from him, I can say that as grandfather aged, he'd no longer take his medication. However, if medicine was dripped into his Draken manju, that was different. He gladly ate the medicine-filled manju. Grandfather, that's the last manju. Please savour the flavour a little more. Grandfather, he was at his wit's end. This is why it was the last manju. May the taste of poison be sweet for you. Russell stabs a crying Cantera. He wakes up. Good morning, deranged maniac. How was day 4 of your happy dream? Now this happy dream rehab program that uses the happy dream medicine, it's not as if anyone could do it. Happy dream is still in development. It has many side effects that are detrimental to the human body. If unlucky, you could absolutely die. That's why this method of rehabilitation can only be tested on those like you who are sentenced to death. In other words, chosen class of ultimate trash bags. Of course you're gonna die anyway, so you don't mind, do you? Be of use in your last moments at least, for the sake of a brighter future for us. That's all for now, let's happy dream. Russell takes the injection and wakes up on day 5. Going into the fast travel room, we see there's an option to see you. We're in a hall of a hospital. We speak to a faceless Russell. I think I kill people because there's too much I don't know. I want to try valuing someone, to try and understand someone, to try and love someone. We speak to another. Since the rehab program began, I slowly come to understand a little bit about guilt, but learning regret at this point won't save anyone. In the first room we see a chair and table. On the wall is a speaker. We interact with it. Russell, thank you for being born as my sister's child, being brought up to become such human garbage. Thank you so much. Because you become a test subject for this rehabilitation experiment, your aunt is receiving a lot of money from the government. I thought you were a worthless child, but because you kept killing people, now we're very happy. We speak to Russell in the room. What does it feel like to care for your family? I'm sure it must be a warm kind of feeling. The door to the next room is Russell written above it. Going in, we see blood going from a sofa to a bed to a door. At the other door is another Russell. Dad was drunk, Mum was sleeping with a stranger, so the last part was easy. After killing them, I didn't know what to do, so I went to the police. In the diary I've been writing, I took with me, figuring it would serve as evidence. In the last room we see a courtroom. We speak to the Russell in there. They said the rehabilitation program was still in the testing stages, that they could only test on someone sentenced to death like me. Even though I don't know how many days are left until my execution, and really it could be any time. I don't really care about any of it. Russell leaves and goes back to the dream world. Before we start the day, there are guilt events we can do. The first one happens when Russell sees a horse. It's on the ground and limping. Russell puts it to rest. Because of Dad, another month without money. You hate horses, don't you? A horse who can't stand up should just die. The next event happens at Dragon's Peak. Russell goes inside a well and takes a flower. He tries to climb back up the ladder, but dark flowers repeatedly tell him to be cursed. When we leave, black flowers are now all around the town. For the main quest, Russell visits Saxon. Saxon is feeling unwell, so Russell and Morel go to the Clover Hospital. Russell signs in, and while he waits for his name to be called, he has to do objective around the hospital. Jealousy of fame. Russell speaks to a black-haired boy. The guy in the bed next to him says that he's the leader of some famous soccer club, but he's the kind of guy who takes that and just brags about it. He really irritates me. Can't I do anything? I wish there could be some incident to send that cocky jerk's fame plummeting. Maybe his nurse might know if he has any weaknesses. I'll go ask her later. Russell speaks to a nurse and finds out the kid's afraid of spiders. He goes to the bathroom and catches one. He shows it to the boy and he screams and runs away. All the other patients laugh at him. Jealousy of wealth. Russell goes to the roof and speaks to a nurse. She talks about how nice it would be to be rich. She says there's a nurse whose father is a wealthy man, famous in the area. She may work here, but she's never once hired for money. If you're rich, you should just live it up at home like a rich person. Why come to look down on the common people? Did she find it fun? I wish she'd make some big mistake and get fired. She doesn't need any more money than she has anyway. Russell goes and talks with the nurse she was speaking about. She said that she needs to go and perform an injection on a patient. Russell goes to the treatment room and switches out the medicine. He leaves. She injects it into the kid and she runs out of the room. Russell enters the room and sees a girl collapsed on the floor puking blood. There's a mark from an injection on her arm. The area is swollen and dark red. She's most likely dead. She isn't moving. He goes back to the roof and speaks to the nurse again. She says that the nurse that injected the medicine jumped off the roof. It's not my fault. I didn't want to kill anyone. She just jumped down there on her own. I didn't mean for this at all. Jealousy of love. Russell speaks to a girl near the stairs. Ever since that new girl came here, she's only paid attention to her and stopped caring about me. If only that girl were gone, I would have my love. I wish she'd just get locked away in some room somewhere. Some dark and scary storeroom. Then I'm sure that girl would play with me again. Russell gets a can from the vending machine and plays hide the can with the black-haired girl. He hides it in a storage room and goes back to her. She goes to look for it and Russell returns to the storage room. Interacting with the eye, it says, you freed her jealousy by leaving the girl in a dark, scary storeroom and having her killed by a wandering creature. Even so, whether Melissa will give any love back to her is another story entirely. Foolish girl. Russell and Morel go to the consulting room. There's no one in the room but a sculpture in the middle. Green eyes are a symbol of jealousy. Jealousy of his health. If you wish to have the final leaf of the four-leaf clover, then kill me. They get attacked by the jealous one. Green eyes are an embodiment of jealousy. Are they mine or hers, or perhaps his eyes? All people keep a jealous peace. Yes, everyone does. They attack. When Dad hit me, I got bruises. Whenever I got a bruise, I went to the hospital in secret. I didn't have any of the necessary documents or any money. There was a nurse who secretly brought me a cold compress. They attack again. When she lost the will to live, she cried, saying, kill me. I repaid my debt to the nurse by pushing her off the roof. After repaying my debt, I found her diary. It was a vicious red diary of a woman mad with jealousy. They attack again and defeat the jealous one. Russell learns fear and gets told to go to the roof of the hospital. He does. Morel goes to the end of the roof and Russell follows. We get an option. Will you push the nurses back just like you once did? Russell walks back downstairs and follows bloody arrows into a special room. He picks up a diary. When you speak with your wife, you look to be very relaxed. Why is that? She'd only come to visit a few times since you were hospitalised. Why is it that I'll never beat such a woman? I don't remember when, but you once told me. I'm envious of your health. You and I are both jealous people with green eyes. I want to be by your side always, not as a patient and nurse, nothing to do with that. If I could be by your side, I would be as obedient as a servant, and offer everything to you. When I see you suffering, I should be very sad. But for some reason I laughed, because if I didn't call the doctor and didn't give you this medicine, then I alone could be there in your final moments. That's what I realised. In a world without you, I don't have any desire to live. I'm glad I met you. I'll make this diary I wrote with you into my final message and say goodbye. There's something stuck in the last page. It's the medicine. Russell returns to Saxon and gives him the medicine. Russell returns home. Russell reads a note with a hospital on it. When Dad hit me, I got bruises. Whenever I got a bruise, I went to the hospital in secret. Though I didn't have any of the necessary documents or any money, there was a nurse who secretly brought me cold compresses. When she lost the will to live, she cried saying, "Kill me." I repaid my debt to the nurse by pushing her off the roof. After repaying my debt, I found her diary. It was the vicious red diary of a woman mad with jealousy. People who look like they're kind are just hiding their dirty hearts. He leaves his room and is back on the hospital roof. Russell walks across, watching her grow distant, further and further down. How exactly did you feel? He walks towards the edge and sees the nurse. Just push her in the back, just like you once did. Good morning, deranged maniac. How was day 5 of your happy dream? Now, while you slept, we conducted a periodic guilt measurement. According to our evaluation, your guilt level is 30. This is an extremely pleasing number. The experiment is going favourably. Even the walking garbage you are, you've finally begun to understand your sins. This is a very happy occasion. In truth, if your guilt level had been too low in this evaluation, the rehab program would be deemed ineffective and the experiment discontinued. However, you avoided that fate. You made us come to be the first success of this Happy Dream rehabilitation program. That's all for now, so let's happy dream. Russell takes his injection and wakes up on day 6. Russell leaves his house and Yumi tells him to meet her at hers. He goes there and Yumi tells him and the rest of the town about how she wants to exterminate the monster that's appearing. She says that she wants everyone to patrol the town together tonight to see if they can spot it. Russell teams up with Tabasa. They go to the sea festival where they wait for night. Night comes and they walk back. Russell, don't you know you shouldn't be out so late? Where were you? Did you do something bad again? Where's that police lady? Isn't she with you today? Fine, Dad'll go meet her himself. I know her address and phone number. The thing moves towards the town so Russell follows. They see Yumi fighting it, so the three start a battle with the toxic one. They attack it but it explodes into a beer-drenched vapour. Russell, why are you getting in my way? Don't make Dad angry. It runs away and they follow. They fight again. After school I didn't go straight home. I didn't want to go back to my parents, so I wandered around late into the night. When the police caught me, I was always taken into custody. It was the same person every night, a powerful blonde lady. She laughed and called me a bad kid, sending me home every time. That's how Dad met her. I despised that degenerate love Dad had for that lady. I stopped walking around at night. That way they'd never meet. But one day I got back from school and Dad had her there. Disgusting. The beer, it reeks of beer. Russell learns bloodlust. They attack again and kill the monster. Russell returns home. Russell reads a note with a drawing of a beer bottle on it. After school I didn't go straight home. I didn't want to go back to my parents, so I wandered around late into the night. When the police caught me, I was always taken into custody. It was the same person every time, a powerful blonde lady. She laughed to call me a bad kid, sending me home every time. That's how Dad met her. I despised the degenerate love Dad had for that lady. I stopped walking around at night. That way they'd never meet. But one day I got back from school and Dad had her there. Disgusting. The beer. It reeks of beer. I hit Dad with a beer bottle from the floor. The lady had gone cold under him. I saw she'd been strangled. Mum was gasping in the other room. These people are nothing but harmful. Just by being alive they're able to make me feel so unpleasant. Russell leaves and enters his old house. My dad with blood running from his head. The lady who's gone cold. Both dead, one lying on the other. He walks in the other room. It's all over. I don't know what I should do now. I'm really tired. I feel sick. Maybe I should go to the police. I'll tell them about everything. I don't want to do anything else. I'll bring the diary where I wrote how I killed them. Because I've got to get them to believe me. He walks past his dead mum, blood running from her stomach. He goes into the bathroom to get his diary. He doesn't have his own room, so he keeps it in a cupboard. He opens it. Mum, Dad, why was I born? Good morning, deranged maniac. How was day 6 of your happy dream? Now, according to our observations, the rehabilitation program should soon be centering in success. This is wonderful. By the time your sense of guilt that grows by the day was shaken free, your dream should teach you the means by which to succeed in the experiment. Please do as you trust in and experience your inner world. If you become a success in the experiment, you may just be part of your execution. Aren't you glad? That's all for now. We have high hopes for you. So let's happy dream. Russell takes the injection and wakes up on day 7. In the basket next to his bed there's a gift from Tabasa, an Enigma fish burger and a blanket. We speak to Saxon and say that we'll help him inspect a nest. Russell enters the final dungeon of the game, the cradle. Russell enters the room and reads a note. You weren't born by choice. You ruined my life. Mum always said the same thing. Isn't it stupid? If you can't love me anyway, at least kill me once I was born. Russell walks further. Russell, look around you. The people you walk with are just corpses. The party members leave and we see them dead on the floor. He continues, seeing all the people from his town lying dead beside him. He walks towards a baby that's crying. He enters a battle with the indecent one. Did you really think you could be loved in a dream? What a joke. I only hold out my hands to those that can give me pleasure. Russell attacks. Russell, you really were dying for your mother to love you, weren't you? The monster vanishes. Russell leaves and sees the informant outside. He asks if we learnt a little guilt. Russell goes back to town and talks to him. He tells us that he needs to tell us something very important. In my opinion, you felt sufficient guilt about killing everyone now. It hurts, doesn't it? This world is built to collapse the more you blame yourself. As long as you have that guilt, the collapse can't be stopped. This day will slowly warp and eventually disappear. Thus, before that happens, you must, by your own hand, put an end to this world. That's probably best. Depending on what option we choose, we get a different ending. The first ending. Russell asks what you should do. The fact this world is your dream, and what you did to everyone. You must reveal those truths to just a single person. By doing that, this dream will end, and over in the real world you become the first success of the Happy Dream rehab program. Now go, Russell. The person you most wanted to see one last time. Tell them everything. This is our farewell too. Goodbye, Russell. Depending on who you chose as your partner last night changes who you talk to. I chose Tabassa, so that's who I have to go to. Russell enters and speaks to him. Russell tells him the truth about everything. Russell asks Tabassa to do something. He picks up a stick. Russell goes by the same fate Tabassa did. Russell wakes up. Congratulations, the 7th day of your Happy Dream program has proved to be a most celebratory day indeed. Now then, regarding the Happy Dream program you participated in, by offering your own life to a person who you formerly killed, you have succeeded brilliantly. What a truly fantastic thing. As the first success of the program, you have been spared the death penalty. What do you think? Aren't you glad? Having been fully rehabilitated, a glittering life now lies ahead of you. Through the Happy Dream Rehabilitation Program, you've been reborn. That's all for now. Please, wait right here. Officials will come to pick you up. Russell leaves his bed and picks up the needle. I'm sorry, everyone. Even if it was all a dream for my sake, these few days were the most fun, peaceful days I've ever had. Thank you for giving me so many memories. I'm glad I got to meet you all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The second ending is achieved by saying you want to stay in the dream world. You know that means you'll have to watch as this world, as everyone in it is destroyed because of your guilt, and you know that it will someday vanish. Think it over. If you don't end it tonight, you'll only suffer, and if your real body won't wake up, you'll be lost in the dream. Russell says that it's fine by him. Russell goes back home. He wakes up again, but this time in the dream world. He leaves and gets greeted by Tabassa. They walk to the dozing forest. Everything's just like normal. That's good. It's alright. It's fine. Good morning, everyone. We see a white hall and Russell's name crossed above a door. True end to Cowardly Dream. I'm new to this YouTube stuff, so I don't really know how to do outros. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. And subscribe, yeah.